Welcome back to Metallic Art. It's been a while and I am back just to go through a few things. Mainly I wanted to just attack this watercolor that I got myself for Christmas and kind of show you some different grains. This is a rough grain, and I normally work on, watercolorists work on cold press. So let's check out the differences. This is a fluid, and the grain, you can kind of see it there, a little bit of tooth. This is Strathmore 500 series, which I really like. There's cat hair on that. Oops. So it's really, really smooth. This one's more like a very fine grain. This is Fabriano cotton. This one's a little bit more tooth. Your regular old Canson, pretty much very, very finely toothed. And, oh, there they go. Hold on a second. Okay, just gonna pick up where I left off. So this is Canson 90-pound paper. I just found it. I haven't had this. I don't remember having this, so maybe I'll play with that. And I really like Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press by Legion, and it's just a really good paper. I bought a bunch of this at one point, and I haven't gone back to it. But today, here's the rough. The Arches rough. I already tore one out. So it comes in. It's not a block. It's just a, and it's a pretty stiff paper. You can feel that it's been sized. You just, I don't know, if you've been around paper for a while, you can see that, feel it. So it's pretty thick, and I really enjoy that. And it's not so much more tooth than the rest that'll make a huge difference, but I really like that texture. So I'm gonna get this set up and we're gonna play with it. So I figured I'd just go ahead and stretch the paper, since, I mean, if we play with it, it's going to be a lot of water. And how you do that is I usually just tack one side of the paper on, and I try to line up the paper, the tape on the other, and not stick it to this. And then I get it wet, and then I try to stretch it and tape it down. And then I dry it, and then I do each of these sides, trying to pull a little bit. There's a little bit of puffiness here and here, so I didn't do it perfectly, but it's not really going to affect much. So I'm going to dry this, and then I'm going to bring it over to my desk and do something on it. Okay, so I have it here, and it's a little bit crooked, but it's fine. So what I did was wet it again, and I did a little bit of a wash with this brush. And I just gave it a vignette and warmed up the middle with some yellow. I'm using Daniel Smith paints because they're just a really good overall variety with dispersion versus granulation and how they lay down on the paper. I don't have a favorite, because asking me what my paint favorite is kind of like asking me which utensil is my favorite, like a spoon, fork, or a knife. They're all useful for something. And that's why you should really try all the paints that are out there, if you can get a sample or something, and kind of see, what they do, how they work with water versus paper, and the paper's another variation. So anyway, so I found this, and it looks like I'm gonna need to do a little more purple and a little more red in this area. Red, yellow. When I look on the video screen, it shows this more like yellow, but when I'm looking at this is all just really orange. So we'll be doing this, and I'm gonna put it up over here on my other holder thingy, and maybe put it down here so you guys can see a little as we go. This thing is so stiff. Okay, which is a good thing. Yeah, if you can get like a mini iPad holder, they're great. This old iPad is like, gosh, from a long time ago. That might be too close. But anyway, so again, I'm going to wet it. And we're going to add some more color so we can get this background effect on here. And I'm going to switch to time lapse because I get too chatty and it makes me nervous. So now we have a good basis because we have some greens here, the purple up here, and the red over here. So I'm just going to blot this. These are Viva paper towels. They're more, they feel more like a material. Or if you get a cotton t-shirt, you can always use that. Just go and grab those little droplets that fall down. If you're working vertical, or more vertical and incline. Okay, so what I was trying to say is if there's any of these little hairs that come off of your brush and stick on there, wait till this dries. Because if you try to scratch it off with like a tool or something, you'll make all the pigment go to that scratch and it'll be forever there. So just let them stay and dry it first before you take them off. Or you can just blow dry them and they'll just fly off on their own, which I do. I'm not going to do that when the video's going because it's too loud. But if you get your paper towel wet, if you notice these little kind of cloudy areas, I'm going to try to blot the paper so I can get some of that effect in there. I'm leaving those hairs there because I mean it really doesn't. Yeah, so this whole corner needs to be a dark because this is all dark. So I'm gonna get a bunch of my darks together, and this is what I'm doing. Literally grabbing it and gonna put it down here. And there's this craggy rock area. We're just gonna let it kind of organically happen and darken up that corner. Okay. So we got craggies. Okay, and darken up that corner. So I'm going to leave that kind of like a guide when we go in again. So watercolor is a process. Oops, sorry. Okay, now that the background is nice and dry, and this is where I actually scratched it, you can see that little line right there. I don't know if you can. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and go in with a pointed round, and I'm going to get some of these details of the tree in and the mountain range, and I want to kind of drop it down a little bit because my see this little foggy region here, I got it down here, so I'm just going to go with it and have more sky and less land. So we're going to have the tree come about here. Okay, so I'm going to do that in time lapse, and we'll see you after.